Something is wrong. I'm looking for tutorial. For this one. Hey, God. Nobody is here. Nobody. What have I done? Hey, my phone. Um, you're welcome to the live. Please introduce yourself. Ah, Rasambasi, you're welcome. So if you have any question, you can just put your question and I'm here to answer all your questions. Please share the live so others can join as well. I'm going to be around for the next 2 hours. So I'll ask somebody, please just what's that? Okay. What grade you should have in college to get a scholarship? Well, basically, it's not like you don't need to have a specific grade. Um, there are different types of scholarships, and that's what I want you to know. Yes, Sheka, you're welcome. Okay. When it comes to scholarship, your first class does not determine that you're going to get a scholarship. Far from that, out of experience, because there are people who have more grades, who have better grades than you. So that's one thing you should know. However, it depends on the scholarship. Some scholarship, their criteria are different. Okay, like government scholarships, most often you won't see anything like a grade point. They don't emphasize on that. Like I mean, like if you're applying for like that scholarship, which is in Germany, you apply Chevening scholarship, which is in the UK, Belgium government scholarship, Turkey Bursary scholarship. So these ones, they don't look at basically your grade points. They are more to that. They look at it's a holistic application basically. Your extracurriculum activities, and there are certain things people do. Most time they look at them and say, ah, this is not important. When you are in school, especially for some of us, we don't we don't want to be in clubs that will improve the school, maybe like providing, let's say, trash cans, or be in a club that maybe just improve even the department or whatever thing, and all of those things are really, really important when it comes to scholarship. So it basically depends. But let's say you can people can have tutu. They still get fully funded scholarships. So the grade point doesn't matter. Let me just answer that question, okay? So if you have any question, guys, please put them on the comment section so I'll be able to answer your questions. I know some of us will be afraid to ask our questions because we don't want others to know our intentions, but it doesn't mean, okay, just ask your question because I'm doing this for us all to come together and be able to share, for me to share out my experience with you rather than be answering your questions privately. That requires lots and lots of time. And I don't want you to be sending me messages and I won't be able to respond to your questions. Yeah, last time, you're welcome. If you have any other question, just put it forward. Guys, please share the live. So whilst I'll be waiting for questions, let me just be explaining. Also, can someone directly be admitted in a master's course for engineering just after having your degree? Yes, definitely so. Definitely so. It doesn't mean, remember, you have experiences already, like internship. You must have had internship. Okay, so that can add up to your professional, even though it's not professional, but can add up to your experience. So it doesn't matter. You can graduate today. In fact, what happens? Some people apply before even they get their degrees, certificate, before even they graduate. So that's what happens. So by the time they get their grades, so what they do, they submit the unofficial transcripts. Those transcripts they give you like after year one, year two, those ones you get. So some people use them to apply. So once they get now the ones that are signed, they will just submit that. That's exactly what happens. So yes, you can just graduate and go directly for master's degree. It doesn't mean you need to have working experience. No, it just depends whether you're up for it. I did the same thing. I started applying just after I completed my bachelor's degree. So I started this whole application, and finding out how to get fully funded scholarship 2021, just after I graduated. Um, so Sheka, you're asking how to write a statement of purpose. Um, I'm just going to highlight few things, which I think um, they're actually very important. However, I have seen so many videos on YouTube channel and so many other social media. People are given guidance on how to write a statement of purpose. A statement of purpose basically, um, it depends on the university, especially if you're applying to a university. It depends on the university because most on what happens, each university will give you guide on what is needed for you to write. They will say, okay, why do you choose the program? Why this university? And please elaborate on your working experience and some few questions. So based on that, you draft your own. You are basically responding to the questions, okay? Except for in a case wherein you don't have any guide on what should be included on your statement of purpose, then in that case, always have like an opening statement. Okay. Okay, like for me, in terms of civil engineering, you can take any course maybe in terms of if we are talking of medical, or if you are in the engineering field or whatever field, any codes from someone within the field, or you know, and most often, like for me, I think I have one I created. I always start with that line. So I have this opening statement, then from which I'll be talking about my um, experiences. Like I have so far been employed as a civil engineer from this company to this, and in my penultimate year at year four, I did an internship to this, and before even university, I always talk about educate. So most often I include that as well. I've had some teaching experience for a year, volunteering. So after that, and even if you are not told, especially if you're applying to a university, always speak about think um why you are interested in the program. What do you think you will get at the end? And the other thing that is very important in writing the statement of purpose, you need to write your goals. Okay, it's something again that you should include in your write up. What are your goals after your study? What do you think your master's degree or PhD or bachelor's degree will do for you? Something like that. And why do you think this specific university is the right place for you? And in answering those questions, especially like why do you think the university, always go back to the um, university website, check some of their values and some of the things that they are looking at. Okay, some of the maybe in terms of research, okay, or maybe it can be in terms of laboratory, some anything that entices you, anything that has drawn your attention, include that to your statement of purpose as well. So basically, there is no hard and fast rule on how to write statement of purpose, but in short, always have an opening statement that will be like a catchy that will draw everybody's attention. Okay, then the next thing um, include, of course, your working experience. At the same time, talk about why you are interested in the university. Okay, maybe because of their course content. And the last one, always include your goals after study. What kind of person do you want to become, or something like that? Okay, I hope that answers your questions, or at least um, gives you an insight of what you should write. So as you are with me and maybe be thinking of questions to ask, I will just take you through on. I think I made a post about how $1,000 can help you study in the US, which of course over the years. Please, if you are just coming in, you are welcome, and share the live, please, so others can join and ask your questions. Okay, for me just to share my experience, whatever question you have. Yeah, and you want to be part of the live, I'm going to ask you a question, yeah. Yes, guys. So please ask your question. So I told people that with 1,000 you can study in the United States, and it's more like some people are looking at it. Let's be frank enough. And I said that out of experience because I know that's like I'm giving you practical ways on how you can school in the US with just $1,000. Just like I explained, the first thing you have to do is for you to get all your documents ready. And I know, of course, there are some documents that you need to pay for if you need them. Like first, be like the passport. So out of the 1,000, you're going to take some money to prepare the passport. Now you have the passport. Next is your credentials. You need, of course, your certificate, your degree certificate. You need your transcript if you have to pay for them. You pay for them. And what else do you need? You need your English proficiency if you are from an English speaking country. You need that as well, to show to the university that I have done my BSc, or throughout my life, English uh, um, has been my medium of communication. So just for you to show that to um, the admission committee. So you have all your documents now. Let's say you have all your documents. And when I told people, especially like those within the science and the business areas, I talked about a GRE, which is the graduate recording examination, which I asked people is something you have to pay. It's $220. It was $205, but I think a few months back they added the $15, so it's now $220. Uh, okay, okay, guys. So I'll continue. Let me just answer this question. So yes, the transcript, is it the closed or open one? It's just the open transcript. It's not the closed one. Most often will come when you have already been accepted, and maybe you're at the point of traveling to the particular country. Okay, like for me, okay, like for me in my own case, I didn't bring anything like close transcript. All I did was once I got my transcript, I went to the Ministry of Education, and those were signed and stamped, certified. I went to Foreign Affairs, we are certified. So that's all I use. So I just use them to apply, and that was the only process. So um, so at times when you want to travel now, they want to see those signatures, like these documents are certified, because from people can cheat on their transcript. So they want to see that certification that these documents are real. And for some universities may require you for you to send your transcript, the institution that you attended, for them to send your transcript to them directly. And in that case, the only thing you have to do, you just have to be able to establish a good relationship with the registrar, so that he or she can do that for you, because that's the only way, you know. So you send them. But like when you're applying to universities, you don't need a closed transcript. You just need your transcript. Most often they just accept unofficial. Unofficial transcripts are those transcripts, let's say you have been getting like one, they give you those transcripts at the end of every year or every semester. You have them. Those ones are the unofficial. Official ones are the ones that the registrar, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Ministry of Education have certified. So that's it. Please highlight some scholarship affordable affordable currently. Um so let me think what you mean by affordable scholarship. Okay, so you are talking of basically partial scholarship. Is that what you are saying? Alan Savasi, please just clear that. Are you talking of partial scholarship, like you have a scholarship, but it does not cover everything, and you have to pay some money? Is that the case? Let me know so I will respond to that. Guys, please share the live. Yes, so as I was saying uh, about the 1000. So now for those in this STEM area, science, I told you you write the GRE exams. So I actually emphasize that if you want to school in the US, it's not like that's not like it's not generic. Maybe if you want to school to other European countries, let's say Belgium or Portugal or Germany, you don't need this exam I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about United States of America. If that's like or Canada, um, those countries most often require you for you to get the GRE if you want to stand a chance to get funding opportunities. So now you've scheduled for the exams. It's online. You go to ETS website. If you don't know that, and if you're interested in that, you just give me a message, private message after the session, whatever time, if you want to know more about it, or just ask any question here because shall highlight um, so many things on that. So you schedule for the exams, it depends. As I said, it's always important or it's always necessary if you like you can register for the exams and start preparing for it. In a sense, that will motivate you because you know, as I'm students, we need a time. We know we are working towards a time. That's the only time we'll be able to study. Okay, but like if you just been you are just planning, okay, I need to write this exam, I need to write this exam. But when you know you've put a date for that exams, definitely in most cases you are going to study for that exams. So now if you schedule for the exams online and you know your dates that you're going to write the exams, all you need to do, life itself in general, people at times like to gamble things, you know. This is practical and this is going to work, guys. Definitely. If you are listening to me now and if you are in the STEM area or business, just consider this option. Trust me, if you get your GRE score, I mean like because the maximum you can get is 340. Okay, then the minimum you can get, I think, uh, two something. Yes. So it's not like they don't start grading from one. So when I say 340, I think it starts from two something. I have forgotten the minimum figure as you can get. So let's say you don't do anything. Okay. Um, so let me just answer this. How to pay for the GRE exams? You use your use credit card, something you do online. Okay. If someone has credit card, or if you don't have, you just need to send your money to that individual, and the person will supply you with his or her credit card details, so you can use that to pay online. So that's the way. Just like how you pay for any online service, just use credit card, Visa card. Okay, yes. So as I was saying, you've scheduled for these exams, and Um, okay, no, yes, yes, those cards you use, basically, those are the ones you use to pay. So now you've scheduled for the exams. Imagine, okay, someone just come to you now. Forget about you are the one who put your money to it. Someone comes to you and say, okay, I want you to write these exams. If you pass these exams next year, you are going to the United States. Trust me, you are going to put all your effort. And that's how I want you guys to be thinking about this one. So let's say you schedule for like 3 months ahead of the exams. Every day, spend at least a minimum of 3 hours studying for these exams. Every day, and put your energy, because I don't want to say put all your energy into it, because you may be having other things to do. Okay, so just put time, like every day. I'm going to use 4 hours, maybe 2 hours for math, 2 hours for English. It's basically math and English. Okay, and pass these exams. Just send me your documents. All you have to do, just pass the exams, send me the documents. I will do the job for you. I will create your account, apply for you to the universities. You don't have to do anything. When it comes to write up, I'll just be telling you what you need to write, and I will guide you. Trust me, the universities, because one thing about the website, the ETS website, which is Education and Testing Service website, what it does, when you are scheduling for the exams, and if you don't know how to um, schedule for the exams, I'm here as well to help you. Okay. So when you are doing that, there is a service they are going to provide you with. So they will ask you your consent. Do you want us to send your grades to universities who requires GRE for admissions or scholarship? And once you click that one, yes. So what happens after writing the exams? If you successfully pass the exam, whether you pass or with the grade you want or not, you will start seeing some universities sending emails to you that we saw that you've taken the GRE exams recently. If you are considering any graduate school, consider our school, or you can check out our website and all of that. I received one lately, I think 5 days ago, I received from one university sending me an email. So that's what happens. Universities will be finding you. You don't even have to stress yourself once you have that grade, that GRE. Trust me. Let me just the Indians. If you see, most of them, they hardly like pay all the tuition fee to go to these universities within the US. What happens? I have met some online on Facebook, and there was this lady who not Indian, this country closer to Indian, forgotten. We are like study. So I think when I went, even when I went to Pologo, there was one time someone, I think maybe Kabil will be able to answer that. So we had a session, so we set up a time, study together. People can fail those exams like 3 times, and yet they are ready to write to that exams. Because once you get a good GRE score or GMAT score, GMAT is for those that are aiming to go to the business, those within the business, like the commercial students. So once you get a good grade, GRE or GMAT, trust me, that fully funded scholarship you are looking for, you will definitely get that. Trust me. You just write the exams, put all the effort, get the grade, and send me the documents. I will do the job for you. Trust me. So now, as I was explaining, you've taken the exams, you got your score. The next phase of the application is for you to look for universities that's that that offers your program. So I'm basically talking about United States here. If you have any other question that is different from US or any other question, so the GRE is most often required like countries like US and Canada. North American, yes, North American. So not like Portugal or any other country. No, those ones, they have their own criteria. Some scholarship would one of the criteria will be like your age limit. If you're going for master, most often we've seen that like adverts, like if they're like Chinese, those Chinese scholarships, they will just say if you want to go for masters, you have to be below this age. If you have to go for PhD, you have to do you have to be below this age. So something like that. So I'm talking about United States, and this is practical way for you to travel. $1,000 can take you there. So for graduates, we have different ways we are funded. We have what we call automatic scholarship, which does not require any separate application. So once you send in an application to a specific university, what exactly happens is that um, the university will look at your application holistically and determine whether you are fit for the program. And once you are admitted, if you meet the criteria, you also be considered for the particular scholarship with the same application. That's what we call automatic scholarship. Okay, automatic funding. Now you have other ones that are specific, maybe by regions. They will say, okay, students from Africa, African scholarship, and those ones most often you have to apply for them after submitting your application to the admission committee. You apply for this specific, and at times they do say need-based scholarship. Need-based scholarship, they will look at maybe the country where you are coming from, developing. So it depends. Okay. So the automatic scholarship, you are definitely going to be considered straight off. You don't need to do any separate application. Your application that your yes, the application for you to be admitted for admission will be used again for the scholarship. Okay. Then the other one, like for graduates, I mean people who have received uh okay, so people who have received bachelor's degree, okay, graduate student. So let me just answer this one. I'll continue with this. How many subjects are you required to select for the exams? The GRE exams, just like I said, it depends. Again, most of the exam that people write is the one that's, we call it the general GRE. You have one that is called the general GRE that involves just your maths and English. Then you have the other ones, like biology, chemistry, and physics. I think they are the three subjects. Yes, biology, physics, and chemistry. So if you want to, let's say you want to study chemistry, okay, you can just maybe say, okay, let me just focus on the subject, or biology, or something related to biology, or something related to, let's say, physics. But you have the general one. The general one only math and English. And the math, basically, you are tested like basically the basics, things like geometry, um, things like set theory, um, statistics. That's what we call it, data interpretation. Then the other one, algebra, of course, functions, and those things. Those are the ones, and probability as well. Okay, but you don't have anything like this. When we say the maths, you don't have anything like differentiation. No, 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 no. It's not. It's not that. And for the English, basically, they look at comprehension, like what similar in meaning, what opposite in meaning. It's basically you won't see what opposite in meaning or what similar in meaning, but we have what we call sentence equivalence. Sentence equivalence, wherein they write a statement or a sentence and they give you some dash that you have to fill. So they will give you like six options. Out of those six options, there are two words that are similar that you can use interchangeably, and both of them fit to uh, um, the how do I call it, the the space provided that you have to put the answer. Okay, so that's what we call sentence equivalence. Now you have like paragraphs, I mean essays. So you actually read a paragraph and you answer questions based on just like high school, WAS level. Okay, so you read and answer passages. Then the other area you are tested, again, it's more like they give you a paragraph as well, and they will they give you some dashes that you have to fill in. It's not like filling the blank space. So that's exactly what happens. So, but when you actually start looking at materials, you will know, or just search on YouTube, um, what are the topics covered for the GRE exams. So you will see all of them. Um, which one do you think is the best? Well, for most and majority, is the one that involves math and English. So they want to see how. But so when I talk about, well, like for those in the medical field, maybe it is advisable to do either biology or chemistry. depending on the area that you want to advance your studies. If you want to do a research, that's good as well. And one thing people should know that with a bachelor's degree, you can actually do a PhD. In the US. It's common. It's not like it's for most universities do accept that. You know, if you're aiming for a research, that makes your life, I mean, like getting the scholarships makes it so easy for you, even though the post, I don't know how to say it, because most universities do fund students that want to do research. So what basically happens, these universities are ranked based on the output, and I mean like based on the research they have done, you know. So if you are someone that's is in love with research, the only thing you have to do, you need to have you need to be ready to have a research proposal. So depending on which topic or what you want to research on, you have a proposal. And if you don't have one, once you get that GRE, if you get your GRE, I'm emphasizing on that exams because I really want you guys, those who have time. I know exams are actually like most people are afraid of exams, especially when you have to pay your money, which is why I'm telling you now that once you've paid your money, put your efforts, put everything you have for you to pass this exam. Because imagine it's going to change your life definitely if you pass that exams and get a good score. So let's say even if you guys the exams and you actually don't get a better grade that you think you are aiming for, yet still the fact that you've attended the exams, all you have to do now, you have a perfect um, CV, because again, the CV counts a lot when it comes to these applications. You know, some people might say, okay, I don't have working experience, which is why you are encouraged to do some volunteering activities as well. And extracurriculum activities does not mean only your degree, just like I said when I started the live, that your degree alone does not determine that you are going to get your first class degree. Let me just put it this way, does not determine that you are going to get this scholarship or not. So always have other things to add to your application, which is key. So, but for me, I want to do biology. Then, so if you want to do biology, means write the biology. So you know, so basically, they are actually going to do that's in fact the best for you if you are going to do biology because you don't need basically the English and math. So when you test yourself with the biology and get a good score for biology, then makes your life so easy. Trust me. If you are if you want to do something related to biology and you've actually taken these exams and you get a good score, if you want to have the pressure, don't even go for masters, go for PhD. Trust me, if you get that score, perfect score, I mean, send me the grades. Just send me your documents. I will do the job for you. These are things that are advertised on Twitter. If and that's one of the platforms I want to encourage everybody, whosoever that's listening to me now, please share the live. So I want to see more people. Okay, please be on Twitter, and I will tell you one of there are some pages you need to follow if you want to be abreast with scholarship updates. Okay, like one of the pages, you have the scholarship hub, which actually updates or send information about scholarship. Like professors will be needing students. Like I need a PhD student. And most often when they say that, they will say the criteria with a BSc, yeah. So it's basically not like you have to have, it's not traditional. You always have to have a master's degree. If I had taken a year more without doing my master's degree, trust me, by next year or so, I'll be aiming for like a PhD directly. You know, the only thing I was like thinking, okay, it's stressful. You have to do so many other things. But if you're up for it, then it's good. Trust me. So you save your time for doing a master's degree and just going directly for a PhD. So guys, please, it's one subject accept. Yes, one subject. I mean, so when you talk of JARI as biology, yes, one subject, just biology. It's not like you're going to combine biology, chemistry, and physics. No, just biology. So basically, everything is going to be um, something that has to do with biology. So now, as I was saying, I was talking about the $1,000. Now you got the GRE score. The next thing is for you to search for universities that accept that you know you want to go, you want to attend to. So it's actually once you get that GRE, in fact, in my write up, I said you are now a big man because universities within the US consider that exams as if our degrees are not even useful. Let me just put it that way. you know so when you get a good score on that, you just have to reach out, search for the universities that you want to go to. And once you identify the universities, the next thing you have to do is just for you to search for the graduate coordinators. Graduate coordinators are like what we call high school HOD, head of department. Okay, so you reach out to them, inform them through email, that take their emails, inform them that I have interest in your universities and for this degree and that. So what are the chances of me getting funding? And whilst you're doing that, always attach your transcript, your CV, and if you've taken the GRE, that will be like that should be your first document for you to put. Not if there is an expiry date for the result. Yes, so the GRE takes 5 years. Yes, 5 years. It's 5 years. So if I write to it now, I can use that the next 5 years. So it's for 5 years. Mami. So if I take it now, I can still use it up to I think 2027, 2028. Yes. So now you reach out to the guiding coordinators, and once they see that GRE score, once they see that GRE score, they will respond to you. I'm telling you. And again, the way you write your email as well, which is why in one of my um, posts that I did on Facebook, I actually did one emphasizing on emails. You have to know email etiquette. Okay, you can't just write an email to a professor. Imagine you need a professor. Those people are very busy. They have so many research to they have so many other students to look at. Okay, so you want to write to them a captivating email that in turn they will be interested to reply. Well, in most cases you get replies. In some cases, trust me, even if you have the best grade, you won't get a reply. Let me just say that. But out of 100%, 80% will reply to you. Okay, with that GRE score. God. And if you have a research already in your mind and you have, let's say, a proposal, you've identified a particular professor that his interest or her interest perfectly aligns with what you want to study as well, and you have a research in mind that you have that you have created a proposal, just send that as well while you are sending them emails. Okay, so the guiding coordinator is different from these professors I'm talking about. The guiding coordinators, they are there to answer all questions related to admission, related. Okay, so you send to them email, you ask them about scholarship, you ask them whatever you ask them. Most often, 99% that they are going to respond to you. So when I talk of those that will not respond to you, I'm talking of if you are actually sending a message directly to a particular professor. Okay, but for the guided coordinators, they will respond to you and they will tell you there are scholarships. For guided students, you have what we call teaching assistantship, wherein the university is going to pay for you and give you a stipend, as well as living allowance, medical allowance. In turn, you are going to either teach a subject or do a research with a professor, or the next thing you'll be like an what to call administrative assistantship, wherein you'll just be within the department, maybe responding to emails to prospective students. Like, let's say if I want to apply to this university and I've sent an email, you will be, if you are within the university will be paying you for you to respond to those emails, something like that. Okay, so we call them like student ambassadors and all of that. So in turn, they are going to pay for your degree whilst you'll be doing some jobs for them. So most often for F1 students visas, for F1 students within US, you are to work for a maximum of 20 hours per week. So most often it will be like, let's say 4 hours every day. So you go maybe to the library, or you just go to the office depending the time. So you go there and sit and respond to these emails if you find anyone. At times you just go there. If you don't see, then once your time finishes, you go back and do your studies. So that's exactly what happens. Teaching assistantship now most often are given to PhD students. Most often are offered to PhD students. You have research assistantship for, there are two type of master's degree. Okay, you have what to call a research-based masters, and we have what to call course-based masters. The research-based masters is basically when you focus on a particular research. So let's say you want to find out why insects die quickly after 3 months. Let's just say, okay. So you are going to be working with a professor to find out, do some tests, whatever, depending on the the research, whether it's quantitative or qualitative. Okay, you do the findings. So the professor will be guiding you. So let's say you have to go to the site somewhere to bring some data. The professor will be sitting, so you go there and bring the data. Then let's say the next thing you have to do a literature review. The professor will look at it and say, okay, this is enough. Okay, let's go to this level, something like that. They will guide you. So you walk along with the professor until you are able to get a result at the end of the day. So that's what happens. So what happens, and you don't do it always, even when you are within that aspect, let's say research-based master, you still have opportunity to do courses, let's say modules that interest you as well within the department. But just know that there are times when you need to be within the department for you to work for the professor for a period of time. So it's not like always. Maybe let's say 4 hours. That's the time you are going to spend. Um, so guys, let me plug in my computer. Okay. Okay, fine. So we are good to go. So that's it, the research-based masters. For the course-based masters, you don't do a research. And most often the research-based masters are those students that are funded. They are going to be funded fully. You don't have to pay a dime. The university will be responsible for you. In turn, you will do a research for them, like with a professor. Okay. The course-based masters now is wherein, just like normal, you go to the university and you'll be taking, let's say, a minimum of 36 credit hours for every semester until you are done, depending on the maximum number of credit hours you have to take. And once you are done, you write like a dissertation and defend that. So if you're a research base, after your research, you have to present your findings to maybe um, the faculty. Okay, you present your paper. So that's exactly what happens. So those are the two type of master's degree. If you're someone aiming to go to countries like Canada and you just want to um, most often I will encourage you for you to go in for a research-based master's degree, because those ones they get funding. You get funding easily. You reach to professors, um, ask them about their research interest. You send to them cold emails, emails that will attract them, and most often they will ask you, because like for Canadian universities. So guys, if you have any other question for any other country, just ask. Okay, I'm more like focused on these two countries. I don't know why. Okay, so for them, for like Canada, the only downside of it is that most of the universities require you for you to pay application fee, and the application fees are mostly above $100. So it should be like $110, $120. But the good thing is that if you actually, and life as well is a gamble, just like I say, which is why I told you, if you have $1,000, imagine, so you have $1,000, now you are going to determine that I'm just going to use, let's say, $300 or $400 out of that $1,000. Okay, 400 to actually apply to universities. Like let's just say Canada. Now you have a perfect research proposal that you've prepared. Next is just for you to find universities and send emails to professors. Professors, you always have to wait for professors to maybe send you an email saying that, okay, I have interest in what you want to research on. So once they've given you the green light, once you apply now, it's like Nike. So definitely you are going to be admitted and get funding. So which is why I told you it's very important for you to know how you write these emails, and you always have a strong um, research proposal, because if that's it, there is no easy way to read. So you can like wo- you don't have a good GRE score, which I have emphasized here. You don't have a good research proposal, then all you need is just think maybe with your documents and all of that is enough for you to get full funding or fully funded scholarship. The one thing we all should realize is that this scholarship, especially like government scholarship, which is why I encourage most people like go to universities, because at times the competition it's not as high as this government scholarship. Let's say, okay, the talking about a scholarship, it's a worldwide scholarship. So you expect everybody from different countries to apply for this scholarship. So imagine the probability of you getting this scholarship. So you have to do more than enough. So which is why I just think maybe applying to universities is way better. But again, if you don't want to stress yourself with the exams like the GRE have emphasized, well, you can just go that path. I'm really interested in health research, but I don't know what subject should I write the GRE exams that has relation to health. Biology, definitely. Biology, Sheka, definitely. Biology. You remember the last time I sent you the that I think I took that from Twitter. I sent that to you about a professor looking for a master's student to do a research on something relating to biology or something. So just write biology, the GRE biology exams, and you are good. So, guys, if you're here, I'm quite sure you have something in your mind that you want to ask, and I'm here to answer all your questions. We still have enough time. So ask your question. Please share the live. I still want to see more people. Think we are now three, and this is not encouraging. Please just share so guys will join. Those that are interested. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think I can do it now. Uh, Let me see. Copy. So please ask your questions. Those that are interested, so they will join. Just share the live. And please subscribe if you've not yet subscribed. So, guys, first of all, get your your passport is key. If you want to travel, that's the first thing. You need your passport, get your documents ready, And once all of that is in place, then we are good to go. If you don't want to write these exams, then considering applying to, and the other thing you can do, uh, okay, and the other thing you can do, even if you don't write these exams, let's say, okay, you have a good GPA, you have some working experience, a perfect um, CV or resume, you always, and this is the thing, some people, okay, now you don't have a good GRE score, or you don't even have a GRE score. Secondly, you don't even have that working experience. Okay, then again, the same time, you don't want to pay application fee. So at the end of the day, you just want everything just to work out just like that. It doesn't happen that way. You know, at times you have to make some efforts, and some universities are so stringent that you always have to pay application fee. They will not even waive that. Some university waive application fee. Okay, they will have like $70, $80, $90, and they still waive that for you. But there are some universities that will say no, we don't waive that. And what happens? Most of the students, we know now, we are students now, we don't want to pay any money. Okay, so what happens? Some students will avoid applying to these universities. So if you have the money and you know you meet the criteria, you reach out to graduate coordinators, asking them for potential scholarship, and they've responded to you positively. Then it's a gamble now. Pay the money and pray, expecting that at the end of the day, when you get your admission, you are going to be considered for funding, which is why whatever uh, universities you're going to apply to, and let's say you the university is asking for application fee, always reach out to the graduate coordinators or the admission committee, asking them about potential funding for incoming international students. Okay, so once you get a positive response, that gives you extra energy for you to put in your application. Even if they say, okay, you have to pay the application fee, that time you know that if I'm accepted, you will be thinking, I'm optimistic, I'm going to be considered for funding. So that's the thing. Okay. But some people don't want to pay application fee. And it's be like, okay, if I pay application fee at the end of the day, they don't give me the scholarship. You're like, people gamble their life about the things they want. And it doesn't work that way. Not every time you'll be thinking of free, 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 free. At times you have to make some effort, you know. So that's it. Uh, so guys, just ask your questions. Uh, and let me tell you, it's a life-changing opportunity for you. Trust me, it's going to change your life. So it's a matter of you, one, putting your energy into it and believe that things will work out. And one thing most often I tell people, getting these opportunities is not like does not happen or does not occur on a platter, meaning like it's so easy. At times, I I always use myself as an example. If I tell you the amount of applications I have made so far, you'll be like, that's crazy. But one thing that actually helped me, and which is why in one of my posts on Facebook, I emphasize on recommendation letters. One thing that actually helped me, those people I won't be able to pay them. Trust me. So I am that kind of student who always, some of you who know me know that I know how to form a relationship. Like my networking is very good. Okay. So I have two of my lecturers that I identified that like we are very close. So what I did, I collected their information. I have their their emails. their phone numbers, and I even have access to their emails. So whenever I send an application, like I input their emails to the application, what happens? The university will send a link to their emails for them to respond to, for them to create a recommendation letter for me. So I'll be like the same person inputting their emails and checking again their emails to see the email the university sent. Then I will do the work for myself. So that's the thing. It is possible to get an undergraduate scholarship with only your high school certificate. So for undergraduate scholarship, I have not spoken about undergraduate scholarship. Okay. Yes, it's possible. Um, there are so many thousands of scholarship. It's possible. Okay, let me don't talk about SAT here for now. It's possible with just your high school. Then, of course, you have some extra curriculum activities that you've done whilst in high school. Even if you don't have, you have to be smart, be creative. Basically, you're not. So most often, like I've worked with certain students, I say, what basically happens, you have to form like I don't want to say you lie, but you have to be smart in the process. Okay, you have to be really smart in the process. So you're not basically not lying, because I don't want to say that, but you have to be smart in the process. Always have something in addition to your papers. Okay, your papers are not just enough. What are the volunteering activities or the clubs that you've been involved in whilst you are in high school? That's again matters. Or if you are even aiming at let's say USA or those countries, not USA, Canada, most often it is advisable for you to write the SAT, which is I think the Scholastic Aptitude Test. Again, it's more like the same thing as the GRE. For the SAT, they consider it, they actually rate it very high. So if you write that exams, you pass that exams with a good score, I think the maximum you can get is 1,600. So it's just math and English. Okay, so and English will be tested in different areas. If you actually get a good score with SAT, again, you stand a higher chance. So without it, you still have a chance to get admitted and get scholarship. For general scholarship, which does not require SAT, then it boils down to now your your high school, and you always have transcript. Okay, I forgot to note that. So not just your high school certificate. Your high school certificate, I know you are talking of here, just the I think the WAS or something. You need your transcript, like your report cards. Those are key because they want to see how well you've performed. These universities or these officials are not like, which is why I'm emphasizing, they look at your application holistically. They just don't look at just one aspect of your application. They know some students are afraid of taking public exams, and most often they don't perform well in those exams. So what happens? They want to see your transcripts while you are in school. So like your biology, your chemistry, your physics, if you are in science, if you are commercial, your accounting, your business management, your commerce, how you've been performing from maybe SS1, because those are the high school transcripts. SS1, SS2, SS3. If you go to SS4, on to SS4. So they need that. So most of what I tell people, don't use your transcript or your report cards that you've had maybe whilst you were in school, they give them to you. Back to these schools, tell them that you did a scholarship, you are aiming to study abroad, for them to prepare you a standard transcript. So just one wherein you have like 2019 to 2020 academic year, and you have the subject listed with your grades and the average. You go again to 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, something like that. And you get all of that. It's actually key. So you talk to them, at least your minimum grades for them to be like, let's say 80, 85, or 75 or 90. Okay. Once you get that and the school um certify that, then you are good to go. So you have your transcript, You have your high school, then of course you have your passport. The other things, bits of things you have to do is just for you to do some um, write-ups. Most often they will ask you about essays, like they will just give you a topic, okay, write about this, and that again counts a lot because the application does not just look at your grades; they look at everything. What are the activities? Um, you learn a lot from the various applications you made. Of course, so that's exactly what happens. I received so many rejections, or like you have to be consistent in the process. It's actually not easy because just like I said, if I was just like leaning on my first class degree, that's not enough, you know. It's not enough because there are people who have better grade points than you and have worked years. So they have more working experience, better GPA than you. So in most cases, you need to have something extra, maybe volunteering activities. Like the Schwaman Scholarship, which is in China, one of the things they look at, they don't even want to know your grade points. You can have a third class. One of the things they focus on your leadership skills, your leadership involvement. So you have some scholarship, even the Chevening does not look at your grade points so that much. They look at different things. They have those four essays they highlight in the applications. What you will do back, what are your goals after studying, your leadership, how you've demonstrated your leadership, and I've forgotten the two. Maybe along the way I will remember them. Um, so those essays most often separate applicants, like differentiate applicants from the best, better, something like that. So you really have to be good as well in writing. And for you to do that, trust me, you have to constantly. And when I started this application, and that's one thing that actually improved me. You know, when I started the application, it's actually very difficult. Some I would take like how many days for me to compose something and have to do some revision. I always have Grammarly to help me correct some mistakes. At times I get fed up because Grammarly will correct so many many of my mistakes. But as time goes on, you get used to writing. So once someone gives me a topic now, it takes me just few minutes for me to be able to compose something and write, especially when like I'm typing. So that's the thing. You get used to this thing, and at the end of the day, it pays off. I always tell people a yes is more important than thousand no you've had in your life. You know, if I consider back again the no's I have received, like the Showman scholarship, I applied for that scholarship like two times, and the same result. We are sorry, the application, the pool of applicants are so many, and there are so many qualified students. Sorry, try again next year. Next year. So something like that. So it's not actually a plain sailing thing. So it's not that easy, but you have to be consistent in the process, which is why I'm giving you the practical way you can easily get this thing. Okay. Now you don't have money. You again, you don't want to have headache in eating for exams. Then what is it that you need now? Those are some of the things you should ask yourself. I don't have the money to pay. Even if they give you, let's say, minimum scholarship for you to pay the remaining amount, you are still going to be struggling. So why not just put some amount that you know this, just like I'm explaining now, that will help you at the end of the day, and it's practical. I'm telling you, I'm emphasizing on this. If you get that jaggy, if it's science. Now let's talk about the art students because I don't know who is even watching me right now. For our students, again, I've been situations wherein I've had people, and their causes people don't like this history stuff. Those causes like people don't look at that actually have fundings. So all you have to do, one of the things you have to do if you are within the art area, if you are listening to, maybe you have to explain to anyone else. One of the things you have to do, you always have to prepare as earlier as possible. So let's say if the application is going to open, let's say September, you start your application by July or June. You start reaching to various search for universities that offers your program, and always have some money for application fee. Because imagine you don't have GRE, that's one thing. Now you again, you don't want to pay application fee. Eh? So just something like that. Always have some money as well to pay. So you reach out to these graduate coordinators as well, especially for graduate students. There are possibilities you might get teaching assistantship, possibility you might get a greater position which you are going to be paid some amount of money. A possibility you, if even the art do research. I think 2 weeks back, I was I joined one of the lives for one lady in Canada. Like she was explaining, I think she read law, yes, and even in law, there are people doing research as well. So you work with the professor and bring out findings. So she was like saying, okay, I did law, and people were saying it's not easy. So I had to send emails to professors, and I was like, I prepared my proposal, my proposal. So something like that is possible. All you have to do is just to put your minds to it and be ready to do that. Come and join me live. So, please, yeah, if you have any question, ask. Ask so you can teach someone else. It's key. Maybe you just want to have general view because I don't want to be talking. If you are just coming in, you're welcome. Ask your question. If you are just joining, you're welcome. Ask your question. Let's share ideas. And please, guys, share the live. You can actually do that. I'm sure we have a number greater than this. I actually wanted to stream live on Facebook. Unfortunately, you know, anything that has to do with internet at times, it doesn't work the way you plan. So maybe I have to just plan maybe next week. I will do like live on Facebook, and after some time, I will do live on YouTube because this is one way I think we can interact easily. Most often, especially when the week starts, I will not have that much time. So if you are here, I'm quite sure you're interested in scholarship or maybe conferences or international jobs, which of course I have not spoken about because I have not received any question, even though this one is about scholarship. So, but in case you are interested in those areas, ask your question and I will take it through as well. So, um, if you are still with me, please always help me um, share my YouTube channel to others, or just because after this live today, starting um, this week, I'll be uploading videos on scholarship, conferences, and international jobs. Okay, I just wanted to wait for this live. I was expecting that number. But nevertheless, those who have been here, I'm quite sure you must have learned something. And if you have any other thing that you want to know, please just write it on the comment section and I will respond to that. I still have some time to respond to your questions. Um, by So we still have like 21 more minutes. So whosoever that is active now, if you have any question, please ask. Yeah, or if you need me to elaborate on anything, because I just don't want to be talking, you know, if you need me to elaborate on anything, just write it down so I will know the angle that you want me to go. Can I know the person that is still with me here, please? So I just want to tailor my explanation to you and be able to guide you so far. Hmm. If you're just joining, you're welcome to the live. If you have any question, please ask. Any question related to scholarship, from documentation, the process, a specific scholarship that you have in mind, please just ask. And I'm ready to respond to your question. If you are just joining, you're welcome. Here, I'm here to answer all your questions about scholarships. So if you have any, please just write them in the comment section and I will respond to you adequately. And if you are joining, it will be necessary or it will be very, very much important if you can just introduce yourself so I will know those that join the live. Okay? Please, if you are joining, meaning you are interested to travel either by scholarship, conference, or international jobs, just post your question and I will respond to them. If you are just joining, you're welcome. Please, um, introduce yourself if you are just joining. If you've been with me, um, I'm happy that you are joining again. And if you have any question, please just ask your question. Or if you want me to elaborate on a specific topic, you can do so as well through the comment section. So it won't be like we are just watching me, you know, and I unfortunately I won't know who has joined. So maybe introducing yourself will help as well. On this channel, we will be talking about scholarship opportunities, conferences, and international jobs. If any of these interest you and you're just joining, and if you want me to say anything relating to a particular topic, please just um, do that through the comment section and I will respond to you adequately. In case you have all your questions answered, that's good. If you have anything you want me to say, type that on the comment section on the chat, then I'll respond to you. You want to go and fight? Ceasefire now. Come and join me this live. Come, come, come. Finish? No, no, just come. Come and join the live. There's nobody here. I'm going live on Facebook. So I'm going live on Facebook now. I'm going live on Facebook. Oh, really? How? Um, so if you're just joining, please just introduce yourself so I will know and ask your questions and get answers to your questions. If you're just joining, you're welcome to this live. Here we discuss scholarship opportunities. If you have any question that you think need answers, please ask. So I just don't want to be talking. I want to feel like I'm at least helping, even if it's just one person that will be able to and that would succeed after this life, then I'll be happy. Because at the end of the day, I just want to help people out there with my experience so far and guide it through the process. So if we have any question, please ask. Please ask your question. So in 8 minutes time, I'll switch to Facebook Live and just focus on Facebook for the next 30 minutes. Ian, come and sit, come and sit. When you sit, you know what happens? Hmm? Hi. So people will join the live. Not, eh, hey, you're not going to speak, you're just going to sit, play with your phone. I'll be doing the talking. See, haram, haram. You have to speak. You don't go. Mm. Eh, yes. So I'm actually ending this live now. So I will stream on Facebook. I'm switching to Facebook. So thank you for being with me. Though I don't know the um this person, you can join me on Facebook. Mm. Yeah, I am here now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Live. Oh. Oh,